Torque converters are probably the #1 overlooked modification people can do to their cars or trucks. If you're doing a cam swap at any level of cam, they're of course highly recommended or required, if you could use that term. But even without a cam, you can recognize a lot of benefits of having that higher stall speed. Even your factory cam and engine specs don't make a lot of power before 2,800 or 3,000 RPM naturally aspirated. The higher stall speed lets your engine get up to its power band sooner and makes your vehicle feel faster for it. Now, most converters are going to cost about the same as what a cam swap will cost you. But if you do the cam swap, the converter is now a requirement, so double your money. Some cam specs, like this Chupacabra, will fool people like Texas Speed into thinking that you don't need to change your torque converter, and that's not true. We're sitting here at a stoplight, and the cam with this stock converter is trying to surge through the brakes. So essentially, when that cam lopes, it's causing like micro bursts of RPM increases. And what the stock torque converter thinks that is acceleration. So it's gonna pass that fluid through and gonna create that surging every time you get that low. Now, I would say the #1 reason you need a stall converter with an aftermarket cam is they typically, the cams, make less horsepower than stock down low, like anything under 2,500 RPM. So your engine won't do you much good if the torque converter is giving full engagement where it doesn't make any power. So if I was to just dead stop and then let off the brake and hit the gas pedal, hear how it takes the engine a little time to build power. So something like a 3,000 stall torque converter is going to allow you to get there much sooner and make the truck feel a lot faster. The biggest misconception is that like a 3,000 RPM stall converter won't allow any acceleration below 3,000 RPM, like it's got trans brake or something to 3,000 every time. And that's just not true. Now, so far in our previous builds, which you can find on this channel, we've used a Hayes, a Hughes, a Yank, and now we're going to try this FTI converter. This one is their Street Brawler series, and it is a 3,000 RPM stall. These work in a 4L60E and a 4L65E. The guys at FTI told me that they lock up exactly like a stock converter does on the highway. All right, the transmission out. I'm gonna make sure when you pull this off, there's gonna be fluid pouring out. So do it kind of quickly and immediately turn the snout upwards. And as we've covered multiple times, make sure you put fluid in your new torque converter before you install it. I don't know, half a quart seems to be about what I can get them to hold. Your results may vary. Oh, it's still hot. O-ring still looks good. Knock that inspection cover out so I can clean this a little better. We can pop them back in when we're installing the transmission, or after we've installed it. As there's 5/16 to the face of the torque converter, and then you subtract the thickness of the flywheel, 1/8. So 1/8 is basically 2/16. So you subtract 2/16 from 5/16 and gives you 3/16, which puts us right inside spec of where you need to pull that torque converter out away from the pump face in your transmission. Otherwise, you have to use washers and stuff. So this is probably the first time in my life I've been able to just bolt the thing right up. We got everything buttoned up. It's a good opportunity to clean since we've got it lifted up. Easy to get to things. And also give it a try. Check for leaks while it's still up here. Good, so now we can get it off the jack stands and go test drive this bad boy. Also, yeah, I did have to change shirts from laying down there in the filth and transmission fluid and such things, and I had to run and get brake cleaner, and I just didn't want to get my upholstery dirty. I'll probably put it at the beginning of this video, but this entire build is on this YouTube channel. So if you have any questions about something that you see, there's an entire library of videos to give you that information. Windows down approach. So far, the truck moves under its own power. I guess that's credit. Idle is not any different. No surging in drive. Even though you can see the tack do that bounce, it's not shaking the truck like it was before. Yeah, comes right off idle and starts moving. I'll probably keep checking behind me to see if there's a trail of transmission fluid, you know, just in case. But I'm sitting here at the end of my driveway. It's idling. It even sounds a little different, but there we go. It does have a little shake to it still. It does seem to require a little more throttle to get moving, which that's the point. Probably look under here and check after we've driven a mile or so. I don't see fluid pouring out. Sure feels a little bit lazy from a dead stop, like you're not getting that instant motion as soon as you breathe on the gas pedal, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because there's sometimes when I go to start uphill from a stop sign and the back tires will spin, there's really not much you can do about it. I noticed, although I can feel the truck shake, it's not trying to drive through the brakes at all. So that's super helpful. stability is not really a thing with the 3,000 RPM stall, but you do get a little bit of that hesitation right off idle. This is a freshly paved road, so it'll give it a little more traction than that other one. We'll just do the dead stop and then full throttle and 100 degrees. Crap, that's 80. Totally on a closed course in Mexico. One thing I noticed, this tachometer climbed almost instantly to 3,000. You more than gain what you're giving up when you're wanting to be aggressive, and this engine can come up to 3,000 rather quickly and start making power instantly. Just check the transmission fluid and it's good. I had to add right at 1 quart throughout this process to make sure we stayed where we were supposed to be. So that's all set and ready to go. Torque converter is in. Do definitely notice a big difference, but it's kind of what you're after. I like its streetability. It's not so jumpy right off the line. I hope you guys liked this. It was a little bit informative. I can't wait to see the comments of all the things that I was wrong about, because I always appreciate that feedback. And I hope you guys liked. Coming up in just a few weeks or a month is C10 Nationals in Nashville, Tennessee. And we will definitely be there. We're gonna load this baby up and we're gonna tote it over there. It's about a 9-hour drive from my house. So I'm super excited about that. I hope you guys will be looking forward to that coverage also. And as difficult as it was, I did get a slot. I think we're number 716 at the Lone Star Throwdown in Conroe, Texas. That's the end of February 2024. There's a lot of trouble to get in there. They only allow 2,000 entrants, and I think it was fully booked in like 5 hours according to their Facebook page. So we're going to be doing that too. You know, these are kind of cool events. There's lots of cool stuff to see. It's not just sitting out in a parking lot in a lawn chair all day. I hope you guys enjoyed. Click like and subscribe and all the stuff that every other YouTuber asks for. I don't really care. See you later.